Dancing with the Dummies is fixed! Ladies and gentlemen, rejoice as we witness the death of a meme and the rise of the auras now that Dancing with the Dummies is fixed. So, we got some pretty... I'm about to say exciting, but we got some bad news as well. But we've got news late yesterday afternoon, Pacific time, about some stuff that's been sneakily going on in game. It seems like that they've released a kind of sneak update in the game that they didn't announce, that they maybe some parts of them they probably didn't even intend to release into the game. Some bug fixes and some really weird stuff going on. And, well, there's a lot of stuff to go through. So anyways, first of all, this first fix is the biggest news ever that's ever touched this game. They finally fixed Dancing with the Dummies. It took them, wow, ever since the release of the game, even before that, in the beta as well, like, the aura skill, active skill, or passive skill, I mean, Dancing with the Dummies is finally fixed. So, for those of you who don't know, Dancing with the Dummies is probably one of the aura's strongest skills. It's a huge increase in the aura's crit chance against enemies with 100% HP. So if the enemy has 100% HP, and this one is a green book skill, your precision increases 35%. So with your already really high base crit chance, you're adding another 35% to your crit chance when you're, you know, going for the first hit against an opponent. So very, very likely you will get a critical hit every time you face a full HP opponent as an aura now that it's fixed. It used to be the case that it was like really weird. It used to be that it kind of like activates the second turn after that, which really sucks because you can't really use it in correlation with the other skill, First Strike, which is also an aura skill. It's 100% enemy stamina. When that happens, your critical power increases 50%. So when you put these two together, this combo is extremely powerful, the strongest combo in the game in terms of damage. So this fix, it's finally fixed. So for those of you who didn't get Dancing with the Dummies before with green books because it was bugged before, now's your chance to get it. We got another brilliant event coming up really fast, 15 more green books. So that's perfect time to spend those green books on that and grab that skill, one of the best skills in the game. So finally this got fixed. We've waited months for this. Auras are going to be absolutely busted now in fortresses thanks to this skill fix. So that's the first part of our news, the biggest part of the news. And then the second part of the news is it's a bit sad for our fellow professors. So if you're a professor, you know how strong Deterioration Hex is, right? It's 40 damage against your opponent every time they attack or defend. Like you know, you're just taking huge chunks of their HP off every turn, right? And it used to be the case that it got affected by proficiency power and defense and all that jazz, but which it wasn't intended to, because if you read the fine print of the skill, it just says reduces enemy stamina by 40 when you max it out, right? So I guess they kind of fixed it. They didn't really nerf, well, in reality it was worse than it was before, so we kind of nerfed it, but it was more of a fix than an actual straight up, you know, they decided this skill is too strong, so they wanted to nerf it. But it's just now working as it was intended to, and this is a really big deal now that it doesn't apply proficiency and stuff. It doesn't really matter too much in solo battles. Obviously, you know, it's great when you're fighting pixies and werewolves and stuff. Well, maybe not werewolf. It really depends on the calculation on the defense versus proficiency power, right? It really depends on how much defense breach you have or proficiency power you have versus werewolves. But you know, in solos, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it is a really big deal when you're fighting groups, and you know, you'll always be fighting something proficient. Well, not 99% of the time. Okay, maybe 90% of the time. But yeah, it just takes a huge chunk of that damage out of your arsenal right now. So at max proficiency power, which professors can achieve relatively easily. It's not super hard to get max proficiency power if you're a professor, and if you are a professor, you know, go for that after you get power up. So at max proficiency power, professors used to do 100 damage per activation, and now it only does 60, so that's now it only does 40, so that's a 60 damage decrease from that. So that's pretty huge. So it's a really big nerf to Deterioration X. Obviously it does make it much more weaker now. So that's really sad for the poor professors. Like, Deterioration Hex, this is like its second nerf already. If you guys don't know, when the game started out, Deterioration Hex used to do like 80 at max, and then they cut it in half to 40, and then now they took away proficiency. So Deterioration Hex, I would safely say Confusion Hex is now the superior hex in between these two. So that's a huge rip to our fellow professors. As soon as I told Pokefodder about this news, he did not take it too well. He did not take it too well, I have to say. Anyways, moving on to some more news. Some folks, and these, I've seen so many images of these floating online, they've been picking up some really weird seeds. So I'll put these two photos up on the screen right now. So there's one's Angles Trumpet seed, and then a Baneberry seed. So from the description it says, so for the Baneberry seed, it says a seed of the Baneberry plant which can be grown in a greenhouse and harvested for use in brewing tonic for trace detection, and the other berry is something similar, is also for trace detection. So it would be safe to say these two plants or these two seeds will grow into these plants that are used for a tonic for trace detection, which means we might be getting something similar to an Incense like Pokemon Go in the game soon. From reports, it seems like you can't actually plant these seeds. There's an error if you actually try to plant these seeds, and the tonic isn't in the game yet. Oh, well, it could be in the files, but it's not, you know, you can't really brew them yet. So, don't know what's going on there. This would be part of the oops, we accidentally slipped this in the game the thing. So, this, you know, it's just something that they probably accidentally slipped in, that they maybe didn't intentionally want us to know about. But, oh well, we know about it now. It's all over the internet. So, that could be coming. And moving on to another thing, some people have been noticing this really weird free gift in a shop. Some free complimentary gift that's due in like 7 or 6 days in the shop, and when you go to open it, you can't actually open it. It's an error as well, which would also go under the category of oops, we accidentally slipped in this in the game and it wasn't intentional. But it seems like it's probably going to be some gift for the Wizard Unite Fan Fest, since like that's about the timeline when the Fan Fest is going to begin. So that's it's total guess. So maybe it could be related to that. Maybe everyone's going to get a complimentary gift when the Fan Fest starts all around the world. That would be pretty cool. But anyways, moving on. Also, one really weird thing that's been people have been seeing, and there's multiple reports of this, is folks, after they've completed a fortress challenge, it drops spell energy, which doesn't really make sense. It's kind of like a rebate for fighting these fortresses. I don't know. They just give you some spell energy back. But like the screenshots that I've seen are really weird, because like they're in that area where they give where they're supposed to give family EXP points. So this could be also an error as well, but it could also be a future feature. So if in the future we get spell energy back for fighting fortresses, that would be really cool, right? Most of the time when folks are fighting fortresses, they spend like probably, if they're not in a really good location, they probably spend more time walking around regaining spell energy than they are actually fighting the fortresses. At least that's my experience when I'm not in a really good fortress location, right? Not 100% sure about that. It could be something in the future, and it would be cool if we actually get that. And also one last update here, mystery items bugs fix. This doesn't really affect too much folks. Mainly it affects folks who were playing the beta version in New Zealand and Australia and stuff. So there was like a bug where they couldn't, like mystery items just wouldn't drop, so they couldn't really get past that, the SOS task. So they were always stuck there. And reports, a lot of reports have come in that people are start finding them again. So that's great. They could finally get over that one as well. That's been a bug that's been in the game since the beta version. So they finally fixed that. So great update overall. You know what? Every time I want to call this a great update because like Dancing with Dummies is a fantastic update. The mystery items bugs fix is a great fix, but then the deterioration hex, while it is a fix, it's, you know, it's turning it back to what it's supposed to do, what its intention was. But, you know, it kind of hurts Professor's powers, which really sucks. Well, it doesn't kind of hurt. It drastically decreases Professor's damage output, actually. So this really hurts Professors. So, again, condolences to all the Professors out there. I'm sorry you guys have to go through this. The first Deterioration Hex nerf and then the second Deterioration Hex nerf. Oh boy. What's next? I'm just gonna make Deterioration Hex be like 3 focus and does nothing. Like, oh, they're gonna make like, in the end, like Deterioration Hex, if they keep on nerfing it, just nerf it into like a 3 focus Bad Bogey Hex, which like for 3 focus, you could decrease your enemy's HP by like 2 or something. But yeah, very sad news for fellow Professors out there and folks who do have Professors as teammates. And if you do have a Professor as a teammate that you go out and play Fortresses regularly, let them know that you care about them. And oh my goodness, poor Professors, poor Professors. This is really sad news here. But anyways, auras, great day for auras, sad day for Professors. Might as well we're just chilling here. we just do our thing. We sit here, revive people, and do our thing, take hits. Anyways, that's it for this one. Let me know what you guys think about the updates in the comments down below. Again, Dancing with Dummies finally fixed. Make sure to pick it up next time with the restricted spell books if you haven't already. And if you already picked that up, then pick up First Strike. Use those in combination. It's one of the best combos in the game. And yeah, again, that's gonna be it for this video. Like if you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed the updates, subscribe to the channel for some more Wizards Unite content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.